In part 1 of this mini road trip series, I sent Richard a WhatsApp asking where his favourite road was. I then told him where my favourite was, and we decided to go on a trip to find them.
You've gone and punctured the tyre, haven't you?
Yeah.
Ooh.
After Richard shared his beautiful strip of tarmac in the Lake District,
Holy crap.
If I cry, I don't apologise.
it was now my turn to take him, predictably, over the border to Scotland.
We are getting very close now, and I've got a little present for Hammond as we cross the border. Just to get, you know, in the vibe of the country.
I had no idea that my beloved Buttermere is this close to Scotland.
Spotify, play Highland Laddie.
Thing is though, that means I can get to Scotland quickly, which is nice, but it also means they can get to me quickly. I can feel a sort of... I was about to say, I can feel excitement from the car and... Oh. Yep. He's actually doing that. He is doing that.
Ah, that's better, isn't it?
There are a few things rarer and more scary than an excited Scot.
Now that we're in Scotland, I think we should stop for some fuel and some traditional refreshments. In part 1 of this road trip series, we heard from our pal from Shell, Rudiger, who gave us some techie fuel education as to why we're using Shell V-Power unleaded in our V8 supercharged cars. Just before we left, however, he somehow got even techier, telling us how much it helps every single stroke of the engine combustion cycle. Combustion is most efficient when the precise amount of air and fuel are mixed together at the right time. We already know that Shell V-Power unleaded cleans away harmful deposits, but this is what a port fuel injection engine like that one up there then does with that help. First of all, it removes inlet valve deposits that can form over time when you use poor quality fuels, restoring airflow into the cylinders. By removing inlet valve deposits, less fuel is held up in these sponge-like deposits and hence reaches the cylinder. That's good. Restoring fuel-air mixture formation allows for the return to optimal combustion. And being closer to optimal combustion means less energy is wasted, making your engine more efficient. With all 4 strokes impacted, Shell V-Power unleaded fully rejuvenates your engine's performance with continuous fueling. That is great, whether it's in a brand new car like this or an old car like Richard's. It also works in a similar way in direct injection engines where it can clean your fuel injectors too. Does it feel great knowing I have a full tank of Shell V-Power in my V8 supercharged car as I enter Scotland? Yes. Yes, it does.
Mike?
Richard?
Are we there yet?
Not quite. We're currently coming past the lovely city of Stirling, but soon we'll be getting in the nice, high, pretty, tall bits.
At least I have roughly 50 litres of the orange stuff next to me in case I find myself in need of the world's biggest sugar hit.
Things are starting to look very Scottish now. We're currently in the lowlands, but just up there is the very start of the highlands. So things are going to get very tall and very pretty.
Well, this has all got a bit Scottish. Pine trees, tangly deciduous woods with moss on them, rain.
I'd like to put a 50 quid bet with all of you that Richard has mentioned the weather since crossing the border.
Mike,
Richard?
right, as we approach your road, you know how people are connoisseurs of wine or art or even certain breeds of dogs or whatever? I think roads should be on that list because you can be a connoisseur.
I agree, but I think it could quickly get very nerdy chatting about grip levels and corner radiuses and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, but that's only one aspect of it. That's like talking about the actual chemical makeup of a wine. But you can also talk about the terroir, and you can talk about what notes of what you're getting. So with the road, you can talk about the history of it, destinations, intentions, grip, surface, curves, view, sight lines. There's loads of things to waffle on about.
Yes, and what I quite like is the road will be so heavily influenced by what car you're in. I guess it's like a whiskey being influenced by the glass that you're using. It would have a huge impact on what you feel going up that road.
Mike, that was quite a clever observation then.
You are welcome. I feel like I'm inheriting your penchant for Ernest Hemingway.
Weirdly, I feel like I'm following a Scottish philosopher in an American muscle car.
Some have referred to me as the Robert Burns of motoring journalism, so that kind of checks out.
Amongst many, many other things. Michael?
Hello?
Sorry to interrupt. You're doubtless thinking big thoughts. Will you tell me when we get to the road?
Yes, I will tell you.
Just say now or something. Oh.
Confirmed that will happen in about 20 seconds.
Ooh. Oh, it is like we're creeping up now to step on the tail of the serpent.
So, let's flick it into manual, split down a couple of gears. And with this national speed limit sign, Richard, welcome to the Duke's Pass.
Straight away, you can see this foretells what we're going to encounter.
This strip of tarmac snakes its way up the mountain and then back down it, through moorland, trees that come in close and then suddenly disappear. Now, I've been coming up here since I was 17. The second I had freedom in a car, I brought it to this area of the country. So I brought an MX-5, my Alpha GTV, and when I started getting press cars, this is where I came.
Okay, Michael, this is what's in your head as you dream road. Switchbacks, tight loops, it's all about the shape of this road, isn't it?
It's known predominantly as a biker's road, but as long as you've got a nice engine and especially a decent set of brakes, you can have a lot of fun up here. Predictably, the Dodge barely fits, but I'll make the best of it.
Can I just say, Mike, my compliments to the chef. You have served up a sumptuous feast of a driving road. What I'm loving straight away is this isn't, I've been on some mountainous roads where it's a regular series of switchbacks and hairpins, but they're all broadly the same radius, and honestly, that becomes boring. This is a mixture, interesting bit of camber fluctuation there. This hasn't been shaped by a racetrack designer, it's been shaped in part by the landscape itself. Nice little blind crest arriving. What's round here? Oh, hello.
I would honestly say this road resembles more of a tarmac rally stage than a normal scenic road. If there's a road that makes me feel like Colin McRae, it's this one. And what's so magical is that was the lowlands of Scotland behind us, you crest the hill, and that is the Highlands.
Views, wooded views, lovely. Scotland is doing that thing it does, which is be a bit like the Lake District, but bigger. This is the big country version. Look at that. This is the sort of road that if you drove it often enough, I think you would memorise it. It would work a bit like the way when I can't sleep, in my mind I go through my favourite run, which is 5 miles over the wooded hill opposite where I live. And I know it, so I can just run it in my mind. You do the same with this. Pick your car, and then set off and have an imaginary drive and be asleep before the third turn. Mike?
Hello?
You know, some people have memorised every turn in the Nordschleife, Nürburgring. Have you done the same here?
Absolutely. I know every camber, I know every corner, I know every yump, and they're all fantastic.
It's a joyful road, isn't it? You say camber and yump. It is. It's got shape. It's sinuous.
I will admit that it's probably more a hot hatch road than a V8 muscle car road, but I'm still loving it.
I was just thinking exactly that. Is it Fiesta ST, something like that?
I think the greatest car I've had up here was the last gen of Honda Civic Type R. That was crazy up here.
Original 205 GTI, 1.9 or 6 would be a lot of fun. Renault Clio Williams.
I'm more of a Metro 6R4 man myself.
This would be fun in everything from a modern day fully tooled up rally spec Subaru Impreza right the way through a little hot hatch, maybe from 80s, 90s, big old cruiser like this Jag, or a 1920s or 30s vintage car, trying to pace it so that you're not using the brakes because they will get hot and cook, but you want to keep it rolling on because you need that momentum or you'll overwork the engine on the climbs and cook it. Those are motoring skills. A lot of them, I suppose, no longer relevant, but any skill is fun to deploy, isn't it? Whether that's playing the piano, carving in wood, cooking a nice supper, or steering an old car about. Just thinking, to take Mike's whiskey glass analogy, wherein, you know, the road is the whiskey that you can be a connoisseur of, but the car you're driving in changes it. What would be my ideal glass for this road? But my stately Jag is managing to hold its composure. It's still dignified, I think.
Scotland does this a lot to you. You just pop out from round a corner and boom, you've got an enormous loch. That one there is called Loch Venacher, and it is one of the most picturesque in the entire country. That is stunning.
Oh, wow.
God, I've been round this corner in every single car I've owned, and they've all been about half the power of this, at least.
That was a very special stretch of road.
Thank you, I'm glad you like it, and I hope the Jag held up well.
No, it did. It would be spectacular in anything, and we could speculate forever as to what would be best, but the road itself is magnificent, with a view at the end. Look at that.
A wonderful view, and a little herd of Highland cows as well.
Mike, as we complete our mission, can I just clear up? We didn't set that up as a competition between us to find the best road, did we?
No, it was
Good.
very much, I show you mine, you show me yours.
Good, because that road was amazing. That was
Thank you.
Something else. Genuinely, that is a memorable. Some roads go with you, and as you drive it, you think, I'm going to dream my way along this one day, and it's there.
But what I really like is the two roads were incredibly different.
Yep.
For your road, it was very personal, a proper attachment to that road.
Yeah.
How it felt, how it feels for you. Well, that one for me is a bit more of a driving aspect. It's
Yeah.
kind of getting pedal to the metal and having a proper go.
It's a chance to do a lot of steering and a
Yes.
lot of driving. Even in a comparatively modern car, there's a lot of motoring to be done. You don't just hoon along it and not think.
And I think when people think Scottish road, they think of the big, epic Highland stuff.
Yeah.
But I think there's something to be said for a road that doesn't have the big scenery, so you're not distracted too much.
No.
And it's a bit more about what's in front of you.
Yeah, you don't want to be distracted too much on that road.
No. That's good though.
Well, a worthwhile exercise and well done, both of us.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this little video series. Thank you so much to Shell for sponsoring it. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. I've been Mike, he's been Richard, and don't forget to subscribe to DRIVETRIBE. You're free to head home there. I'm just gonna hang about here and do some things.
Well, linger about in the
just
homeland.
Suck it all in,
up.
you know?
All right, I'm gonna set off. See you next time.
Thanks for watching, guys. This series was so much fun to make, and if you join up to our channel membership, you can also watch 2 behind the scenes videos from the lakes and Scotland. Should we do more road trip content like this? Tell us in the comments below.